Hi, you guys. Welcome to the Nosy Bystanders Live. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander, and welcome to the show. So, today we're going to be talking about Takeoff, the baby Migo, because he was a baby Migo. And I want to talk about the baby Migo because he was my favorite of all the Migos. And I don't know, it just reminds me a lot of myself. So, I want to get into that. But first, y'all know what it is. Smash the like button on your way in or your way out. Don't be ignorant. And let's see who's all up in the building, okay? Let's see who's all up in here. Roll, come on in. As my good friend Danielle would say, roll that beautiful bean footage. I love you, Danielle. Hello, Broderick. Hello, that girl, Chris. How you doing, Chris? Hello, Stephanie Buchanan. Hello, Charity B. Hello, Ro Thomas. How you doing, Ro? Hello, Kamiko. Hello, AC. Hello, just bougie. Hello, Yvette. Hello, Kawana. Now, Kawana, Kawana. Um, this is not gonna be a long story, but when I was a kid, my mom had a best friend named Kawana, and my mom's best friend Kawana had a bunch of kids, and we hated hanging out with Kawana's kids. Like, oh, I hate hanging out with Kawana's kids. So when I see you in here, I always think, ooh, I hated Kawana's kids. But what's up, Kawana? How you doing? Hello, Courtney. Hello, Veronica. Hello, YNB. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Life in the Reina. Hello, Yada. How you doing today? Hello, Cree. This is me. Hello, me. Hello, Kim. Hello, T Creek. Hello, Kim again. Wasn't it? Yes, and Kim. Hello, Harper. Hello, Queen Shell. Hello, Denise. Hello, Brenna. How you doing, Latoya? Hello, Zolan. Hello, is it Kira? Hello, Kira. Um, is it Kira? Ooh, I don't know why, but I thought you was this one bitch. I thought you was this one raggedy who I don't like named Kira. But you not her and she not you. So what's up, girl? What's up, Lady T? Hello, Kimmy on the go. Hello, Lollipop. Hello, Danny. Hello, Littlefinger. Hello, where's the T? Hello, SJ. Hello, Sean. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Delightfully D. How you doing? McTerry family, never seen you before. Welcome. Hello, E Ortiz. Alva, never seen you before. Have I seen you before here, Alva? Hello, Alva. Hello, Kels. Hello, Karina. Hello, Portia. Hello, Wink Badu. Hello, Shantae. They're like, stuff you just gonna go on. Y'all the niggas, so I gotta say hello to y'all. Uh hello, Shan. Hello, Tiny the Ninja. Hello, Quima. Hello, Mika. Hello, April. Kwana says, girl, I would have never thought an older person would have my name. Koana. Yes, honey. Well, hello, Minnesota Mandy. And if I missed you, hello. So yeah, today I wanted to talk about Quavo. So if you guys didn't already know, our good friend Takeoff from the Migos has been slain. And if you don't know who he is, if you're new here, let me pull up his picture. And he is the favorite of the Migos. Everyone simply loved him. We just love him. He's just, he just minded his business. Like, just imagine someone who just minds their business. That's Takeoff, right? He's just a mind his business kind of guy. And someone just pull up his image so you guys can see it here. So this is Takeoff. And last night around 2:30 in the morning Central Standard Time in Houston, he was shot and killed. So let's go over those details. And like any other daytime tea time investigation, we're just going to investigate it here. But we got a lot of the details sorted out. And if you haven't been to TikTok, don't fret. I'll bring what I brought to TikTok to you. So get your snacks. I forgot mine because someone rang at my door and brought me the mail-in ballot information, and I forgot to grab my snacks. So I'll snack on them during the after show. Mm. So our good friend here, Takeoff, was slain. And so to start from the beginning, he was slain at 2:30 in the morning at the 810, and I'll pull that up here for you. 1 second. Hold on. Move that, and then let me pull up where he was slain so you can see it. He was slain at the 810 Billiards and Bowling Alley in Houston, Texas. And I'll pull that up so you can kind of get a glimpse of it here. Okay. So this is where he was slain. It's the 810 bowling alley in Houston, Texas. It sits in the Greenfield, I think, shopping plaza. It's called the Greenfield Shopping Plaza. Some people say it's a resort plaza. I don't care what it's called. It's a mall, okay? It's a glorified mall. Call it what you want. Call it a pavilion. I don't know, call it Wakanda, but that's what it is. So this is where he was slain at 2:30 in the morning outside of the plaza. So when the details had dropped early on Twitter, individuals were trying to figure out where it had occurred, whether it occurred inside or outside of this event center, this bowling alley. Turns out it happened outside. And with a little bit of sleuthing, we were able to figure that out. And that is because of some imagery I can't show you here, but some imagery that is already on TikTok that got approved, right? So in the imagery seen there. Now, TMZ had posted a video of the incident, and I'm going to share that with you here. So give me 1 second. I'm not going to play the video, but because I can, it's quite graphic, but I will show you some still shots of the TMZ video. And I encourage you just to go to TMZ's website and watch it. The person who submitted it to TMZ, bad faith. And I don't want to sound mean, but you should have just released it to the internet. Obviously, you released it to TMZ because they gave you some money for it, but you should have released it to the internet because TMZ is going to hold that video and they're going to highly, highly, highly edit and redact it. So we're not going to be able to see the full video. There's so many bleep, 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 bleep. You can't even make out what they're saying. So there's no way to even transcode what is being said. When Black people are talking, we're going to be using AAVE quite often in the mixture of curse words. So when TMZ is bleeping that out, they're also bleeping out the AAVE that we're going to be able to pick up on that most people aren't. So people are going to be like, oh, they're just arguing. But that's not the case for Black people. So Black people they're storytellers by nature, and they're going to be telling you a story. So the fact that they released that video to TMZ means we're not going to be able to get access to it because that person is now bound by an NDA, so they can't release it to anyone else, which sucks because we need that video immediately. And again, when it comes to Black news, it should not be disseminated by mainstream white press, period. Okay, it is supposed to be in the hands and the duties of Black people so we can disseminate what is going on and we can transcode what's going on, because people are like, they're arguing about basketball. They were not arguing about basketball. I know that for a fact. The basketball was mentioned in the TMZ video as only a mere reference to something else. And now the narrative has shifted. And we won't know that because the sucker who sold out to Black people gave an important integral piece of data to a white media company, which they should have not done because it's not white people's business. Let's just be for real, right? We love white people. We know white lives matter. That's not what we're saying here. We're saying when it comes to Black business, just keep it Black. Let's just keep it a buck. Keep it Black, okay? Leave it up to us to determine what we are saying. Don't give it to somebody who's going to cut out parts and people were like, oh, they're arguing about basketball. They're not. You can hear that video as clear as day. They're not talking about basketball. Basketball was made in reference one time, and now the entire narrative of the entire scope of Takeoff's death is basketball. Crazy. So I'm going to pull up some of these still shots here because I want you guys to see them, and they're from the TMZ video, and that's what's going to bring us into our next point of reference now. So you're not going to be able to make out what this is, but this individual here happens to be at least one of the shooters. Now, according to people who are on the scene, they stated that there was multiple shooters, but all we got is one. And if y'all can produce a second, we'll ride with y'all. But y'all know how it works over here. We only know what we know, and what we don't know, we can't prove. And what we can't prove is not true. Okay. So we don't build anything off speculation. We only build things off based on what we know. We obviously don't have the autopsy report from Takeoff's autopsy, which we will get most certainly. And thank God it's a matter of public record so we can get it and TMZ won't seal it. And we'll be able to see if the two shots, because again, Takeoff was shot in the head and in the neck, and we'll see if those two bullets match. If they do match, then it's definitely from one shooter. But in this still image scene here, Shout out to I am Jada JB, and I'm gonna post her name here below so you can see it on Instagram because she found this shooter. She found him, and I'm gonna show you where she found him. So if you can, send our girl a follow at the end of this live stream. She a real OG. She's a newbie. We don't know her. She's a newbie. So shout out to her. She really did come through. She came through like you supposed to come through because that's what Black people do. So shout out to I am Jada JB on Instagram because she found who this individual is. Let me get to the comments and I'm gonna play you where she found him. Child. I'm gonna play to you where she found him. Let me get some of your comments. This is from Real TV 502 says, "Salute, Chief. What's up? How you doing? What's up, Queen Bee? How you doing?" This is from Jay Nick says, "Are death certificates public? They are. They're a matter of public. They're a matter of public. I don't know what the next word is, but I feel like I do. They're a matter of public interest because it's death, right? And nothing is owed in death. That's why they say dead men have no debt because your debt is paid when you die. Literally, it's in every single contract you sign, credit cards, to student loans, to mortgages. When you die, you're debt free, okay? And that's why most of your creditors scramble to get your family to pay your debt because they know that you're dead. And you don't. No one else owns it. So when you're dead, your death is a matter of public record and a public information and public interest as well. So his death certificate will most certainly be his death certificate most certainly will be public, and we'll get it because we know where he died. He died in Houston, Texas. So that's where his autopsy is going to be conducted, and that's where his death certificate will be officiated. So we'll have that. So great question. Thank you very much. This is from Jatwan. What's up, Jatwan? Says it's a video on Facebook also. Can you tag me in it or send it to us and we can review it? This from Veronica says, matter of public record. Thank you. Matter of public record. I don't know why my tongue was tied there. This is from Tari. Tari says, be mindful of the family condolences. Condolences to the family and friends. Be mindful of the family. We are. And thanks for adding that. So let me get to the video where our good friend Jada went ahead and sent it to us because honey child, let's get to it. Okay, I got the video up. Let me share my screen. And then I'm going to get to a couple more comments and then I'm going to roll that beautiful bean footage because y'all going to need to see it. Okay. This is from Sean. Sean says Quavo was arguing with someone. Takeoff was chilling. He was even gambling. He heard the commotion, stood up and got shot. He was already standing up, but I get what you mean. Didn't see anything other than that. Dude said something to Quavo about fight. Yes, and Quavo was reiterating in his message. He said that, oh, they're not trying to fight. Let's go. And I think that's what he meant to his friends. Let's just get out of here. They're not trying to do anything. Because earlier it was stated that Quavo had been shooting dice, playing dice or something like that. And we have video of that too, where that was seen. Let me probably show you that first so we can put the puzzle pieces together. So in this image seen here, wrong image. Where is it? Oh, this one. Y'all all up in my this is my now these are my this is my whatchamacallit. This is my photo album. So in this image seen here, I'm gonna minimize myself so you can see it a little bit greater. This is a picture here seen. This is image from Quavo at the billiards hall playing craps. It was a private event, so they probably had a section set up to play dice. And here is Quavo. We know that's him because that's what he was wearing. Those are his clothes, and that's what he was wearing. So there he stands. Let me get some of your comments, and then I want to get into the video of how Jada found this shooter because At least one of the shooters. I want to make that clear. At least one of the shooters. Okay, here, let me get some of your comments. Uh, this is from April. What's up, April? Says, I hit that like button on the way in, though. Thank you very much, April. I appreciate you. Facebook user said sad. It is very sad, Facebook user. I don't know why it doesn't show your name. This is from Tari. Says, I know we are. We are professional over here. Well, at least we do our best. What's up, Ladybugs? How you doing today? Tatey says, did he have any children? Takeoff had no kids. And it's funny that you mentioned that because someone had asked him that in an interview a couple of years back, and I asked him, when are you going to have your kids? Takeoff said, I remember this because he's my favorite Migo. Takeoff said, I don't need to have kids. My brothers have children, and I'm going to be the best uncle ever. So he meant that as to Quavo and Offset. They have kids, so I'm just going to be a really good uncle. I don't need kids right now. So no, he does not have any children. Yeah, thank God. And I hate to say that, but thank God. So there's not little tiny children growing up without a dad. You understand what I mean? There's going to be, his family's going to mourn him, but at least there's not going to be tiny children who are going to be like, my dad died to gun violence. You know what I mean? Thank God. You know, he was responsible in that, right? That he didn't just sow his wild oats and now he left them. So thank God. This from Facebook user says, the text the guy posted who was there was wild. Child, that text message was wild. Like, you're not going to tell us nothing? You just remain anonymous? Bet. But I'm going to leak it. And if I was the person he sent it to, I'd have leaked his phone number too because I wouldn't care. Sean says Quavo was shooting dice. Takeoff wasn't. That's correct. Hello, Ebony. Ebony says, if a person has an estate asset after death, the deceased person's debts are subtracted from their estate. That includes remaining mortgage credits and debts. Thank you very much. Sounds like you know your what do they call it? Your trusts, huh? This is from Keisha says, hello, how you doing, Keisha? This is from Quinta. Quinta says, are they real brothers or are they real cousins or is it just best friends who grew up this with these people? Quavo and Offset they call each other uncle and nephew? Some people say it's real. I ain't never seen it, but it could be. Quavo is Takeoff's uncle. I don't know if it's a play uncle, but you guys can look into it. I have no idea if it's true or not. Okay. But they do call each other brothers and uncles and cousins, right? But they did grow up together. I want to make that clear. They did grew up together. They did. When we were investigating the case of, what's his name? What is his name? He's currently incarcerated right now. He's from the he's YSL guy. You guys know who I'm talking about. What's the guy's name? He made a song, Go Best Friend, That's My Best Friend. Oh, come on, y'all know who I'm talking about. He grew up with them as well. So he knows them as well. I forget what his name is. I don't know. Young Thug. Thank you, Candace. Young Thug. Young Thug grew up with them as well. Not Lucci. Not Lucci. Because if you know, you know. He and Young Thug do not get along, and so we are not talking about Lucci. Ain't no young Thug smoke this way, honey. We stay YSL'd up. So as reference to, we support them, not that we are part of their gang. Because again, let's be clear, YSL is a street gang. But YSL, our good friend Young Thug, is also really good friends with them because they all grew up together. Metro Boomin, all of them, they all grew up together. You guys, they're all little neighborhood friends. Okay, they're all from the Atlanta area too. There's a street in Atlanta called, what's that street called? Cleveland Avenue. Y'all call it Bleebland because y'all be bloods out there. Y'all call it Bleebland. This is what y'all call it. This street for the Bloods. They all grew up in this this general neighborhood. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's get into this video. I'm gonna read one more comment and then we're gonna get into this video. This is from Jazzy. Says Quavo born Quavius. Takeoff born, we'll call him Mr. Ball, and Offset born Cephas. Okay. They originally called themselves the Polo Club. Nice. Yeah, that avenue. That's right. Okay, so let's get into this video. Let me minimize myself, get rid of this comment. And this is the video where our good friend, not Bleeblin, let me take this banner down. What am I doing? I'm smoking crack. Our good friend Jada found the person who had been shooting. They said there was a number of shooters, but we only have an account of one. So let me show you where he came from.
Sliding through the town, man. Sliding through the town. Y'all we get down. Got the birthday boy with me. Yeah, also. Yeah, we on the 5th.
So if you can see that gentleman in the back, I'm going to play it again. The gentleman in the back with the hat, that's one of the shooters.
Yo, we sliding through the town, man. We sliding through the town. Y'all we get down. Got the birthday boy with me. Yeah, also. Yeah, we on the 5th. Yeah, the 5th boy. Like this motherfucker. Now I got one for you now. I got a 6-1 coming home.
I know. That's wild. So the gentleman in the hat, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna play the video back, and I'm gonna pause it where he is seeing the best image of him there. Right there. So I'm going to leave it there so we can see his face. Yeah, the gentleman there seen with the hat in the back is the gentleman seen in this image here. And I'm going to just shuffle back and forth so you can see him. This is him here. Same guy. So I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to share this one instead. It's this guy here. Same guy. If you go back and watch the TMZ video, you'll see the full clip of him. This is the best shot I got because it shows the toolie in his hand. But that's him. That's the guy. That's this guy here, right here. Same guy. We don't know because we don't have the autopsy yet, but he definitely had a toolie in his hand and he definitely was spraying. So we gotta see the autopsy results. Yeah, I know. Everyone's like, wow, I know. This from Memphis says, sure is. Quavo was riding with Jay earlier that night, but Jay went home, but his brother Junior, his son, I think his son Junior was there and walked out after the shooting. Like the club was closing calmly. Yeah. His own people, child. MJ says, how do we know that? We know that because when TMZ had produced a video, and in the full video, that gentleman there is standing next to Offset. And that saying, you have to watch the video. I can't play it here, you guys. It's incredibly graphic, but I encourage you to go watch it if you're not squeamish. Go to tmz.com, watch the video. You'll see the gentleman. The gentleman's image is very, very clear, and he's standing next to Takeoff. In the next frame, it's a 3-second frame. In the next frame, you see him with a toolie in his hand. The next frame, you hear the shots, and then you see him with a toolie in his hand. So that's how we know. We just put it together. That's how we know. Lavina says, I hate to sound mean, but I do think Takeoff was a sacrifice. Oh, don't say that. It's not sounding mean. It's just sounding speculative and it's sounding conspiratorial when there's no basis for conspiracy. There's no basis for conspiracy because there's no proof of that. You have to be able to prove what you're saying. Otherwise, you're going to walk around sounding like a crazy person, and you don't want to be known as the crazy cat lady or the crazy coat lady or the crazy conspiracy theory lady. So try not to put your beliefs in stuff you can't prove, right? Don't do that. That's just bad for your mental health completely. And that's how people end up spiraling down these like dark rabbit holes because they start taking in this like bits of information, but it doesn't lead or connect to anything. Having a sense of understanding about things requires an intense amount of data because you could prove it, right? That's why scientists always stand behind everything they can prove, and they're very proud of it because they're like, I proved it. I visibly showed it to you and I proved it, right? And so for Jada on Instagram who showed us this, she proved it. She didn't have to say, oh, I think it's this. She said, here's the TMZ video. Here's the gentleman standing next to Takeoff. Here's the next frame where you hear the shots and seeing this guy with a gun. Here's this guy in Quavo's video. That's not conspiracy. That's fact. Does it prove that he's the only shooter? No, but it does prove he's at least one shooter. And that's all she needed to prove. If there are additional gunshots, we will find that out in the subsequent days coming up. But as for now, we know that there's at least one shooter identified, right? So that's what having fact or science-based, tea does. It allows you to not fall into rabbit holes and conspiracy theories. Let me get some of your comments, you guys. This is from Jazzy said, supposedly he was shooting a warning shot, but why? I didn't hear anything about this being a warning shot. You got to show that to me. And then I might be answered the but why portion of your question. But thank you. This from Quinta says, I heard that both parties was shooting. Okay. So okay, so that's a great, okay, so let me just back up for a little bit, okay? That is a fantastic hypothesis, right? We'll be able to prove that once we find an additional shooter, right? Until we find that second shooter, then that hypothesis has to kind of stay against the wall. It's a great one, and we're going to ride with it because it seems like, Crossfire's situation. But until we can prove that, again, that's only a theory. And I would like to know who else was shooting. You also said it happened to be one from their own group that accidentally shot him, allegedly. Now we don't know that because, again, he just passed. But because the case is high profile, which is bad but good, we're going to be able to get his autopsy in less than 30 days. That's fantastic. We're not going to get his toxicology because toxicology by nature takes 60 to 90 days. But we will get this autopsy of Takeoff very quickly, and it'll be public record because he's a high profile candidate for an autopsy. So that's the only wonderful thing about this. We'll be able to solve it a lot faster and sooner. This is from Miss Moni says, Jay Prince was allegedly involved in a situation similar from a post I saw earlier. Yes, he was. And I think I have an image of that. Let me go back and see. He was. Do I have that? Yes. Let me show this here. This is what you're referring to. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to share the other screen before I begin. So she's referring to this. So this is a Twitter post that someone had posted that said, Jay Prince got a bad case of wrong place at the wrong time, or do he, right? Question mark. On the image seen here on the left, with the red pool table, Jay Prince is seen with Duke the Jeweler at another dice game, and Duke the Jeweler was murdered. And then on the left is the Takeoff situation. So yeah, he's got the case of the bad Mondays apparently, because he is always at the wrong place at the wrong time. But that's a great observation. So where's the video? It's on TMZ's website at tmz.com. You can check it out. You said that video is horrible. OMG, incredibly horrible. This from Memphis. Memphis says, Jay is his brother. Jay is the brother of Junior. Jay found Drake. He's the smart one. Junior be trying hard to be his dad, but his dad is very smart. Yeah. Jazzy says, I saw the video last night. So sad and disheartening. It's incredibly sad. It is. I agree. Stephanie says, are they under the same label, or the Migos are under Atlantic Records or Atlanta Records, however you pronounce it? They're under a different record label. Yes, they're not under the same record label. You guys, they're just friends, I suppose. Does that make sense? Dive Hag says, you never shoot in a crowded area. Well, obviously not, right? For obvious reasons. Please don't do that. Deandra says, do you think the family will go after if they did do it? If who did do it? Jay Prince? Yeah, I imagine they would. I can only imagine, right? Who was shooting back? We don't have any evidence of anyone shooting back, so we can't say that for sure. We can't say that. We can only go based off of what evidence we have now, which is only one shooter. If another person is able to cross the dots and find an additional shooter, we'll get to that additional person. But for right now, we only have one. So I don't know. Shay says, Bullets don't have eyes or take names. That's correct. That is so correct. Jasmine Michelle says, I'm not even going to torture myself watching that video. Please, if you can't stomach a video like that, do not watch it. Do not watch it. I don't look directly at the gore. I look at the other stuff. What's going on in the other scenes? Where's the blood splatter? I'm paying attention to stuff like that. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not really looking at the other stuff because you get too distracted by it, and it can be like, it's a lot. That's a lot. You don't do that to yourself. But the situation is so crazy. The situation is so crazy. I don't even know what to honestly. I don't even know what to think about it. Like this man, like, is sitting in the back seat. I mean, he's at least one shooter. I wish we could find out who else is. Like, I wish we could find out who else was there. It's like everyone is so mum's the word. You understand what I mean? And what I want to say, and this is just a tiny rant before we continue, please stop sending your tea to TMZ. Stop sending what you have. Just put it on the internet and let the internet decide what they're going to do with it. But don't be a weirdo and send it off to a publication who's going to seal it forever and we'll never be able to dissect it. Don't do that. Quinta says, do you know anything about the other people that TMZ said was shot as well? I don't. I imagine when they get out of the hospital, they're going to talk. Definitely. They're going to talk, at least tell you from their side of the situation what occurred. That's what I heard, that 2 other people were shot and they were taken to the hospital, and Takeoff was dead at the scene. So they probably were just, cross sprayed or something like that. So it wasn't as bad. And this from Ashton says, this is extremely sad and disheartening, an innocent bystander of stupidity. Literally. Yeah, literally. This from Natalie. Natalie says, I wonder why Takeoff was not with Quavo at the moment. They were together. In the TMZ video, which I encourage you guys to watch, they're actually standing not too far apart from each other, probably like 2 people away, right? So like here, and then there's another person, then there's Takeoff. They weren't standing far apart. The person who was filming was just standing on because it's a corridor. So it's not like a big round circle. It's a corridor. So you can't just stand stacked on top of each other. You're kind of like in a row. Does that make sense? So the girl who was filming that TMZ video was standing on the back end where Takeoff was. And Quavo in this corridor was standing over here, the further end of the corridor. So it's not that they weren't near each other. It's just the way the corridor is set is so narrow. You know what I mean? It's like, how much space is there to just stand on top of your friend, and the incident occurred closer to where Quavo was, and that's where they presume where the shooting occurred, which is still relatively close to Takeoff. So it's not like they were far apart. Does that make sense? Like, I wish I had a diagram, but the corridor is very narrow, and they're just all standing in a kind of an arrangement, like a row. Like you got to watch the video to get an understanding of it. But if you see it, you'll know. This from Jazzy says, Quavo had Takeoff actual blood on his hands trying to help him. Quavo will never be the same. No, he won't. I mean, especially that's his brother, and they grew up together, and they're like best friends. Like they kept the Migos together, even though Offset left. They kept the group together because they're the Migos, and now the group is really gone. Like, so it's very sad and disheartening. Does that make sense? It's just, child. It's just sad. It's just sad. It's just sad. What's up, Quema says it's kind of like forced perception in terms of where they were standing. Yeah, because it's like depending on where you're looking, it looks like they're far apart, but they're really not. It's I don't quite understand it myself. But I wanted to head over to Twitter really quickly because I wanted to check out another bit of information from the story. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay, hold on 1 second. I was kind of just here, I'll add it to the stream. I was just kind of just perusing through Twitter to see if there was any other information about the incident. In this image here, this is from one of the girls who posted that she was there standing outside. So the club had already closed, and this is the girl here standing in this. It looks like she was a Girl Scout, and this is Quavo. If you can see here, I'm kind of blow my screen up. And this is Quavo seen here. So they were all standing in kind of a row formation, which it doesn't make sense to you until you watch the video. Um, it was just a row formation. I wish I could find her name. I forget what her name is. I forget what her name is. If I could find it, I would show you the tweet, but I can't remember what the poor girl's name was who was stating that she was there. Um, boxer star Shakur Stevenson inches away from takeoff for fatally shot. Yeah, he's right here. I just don't. I'm just upset that it just makes me upset because I'm like, why did people are so pressed for money? It's like sad. Like, why would you give that video footage to TMZ? We'll never get it. We'll never get it. And it's just disheartening because I don't like other people telling our stories. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't even like Harvey Levin, to be honest with you. I haven't liked Harvey Levin since he sent the feds to Eminem's house because Eminem said, fuck Donald Trump. Look it up. Harvey Levin is an op. He's always been an op. I ain't like him since he sent the feds to Eminem's house after Eminem said, fuck Donald Trump. We have to stop letting these people tell our stories. Period. Okay? Period. Stop. Like, do yourself a service. Just stop. This is from Quinta says, do we know anything about other people that TMZ said? Oh, I think I read that already. I'm sorry. I scrolled up. This is from Quima says, what? I did not know that was Harvey. Yes. Child, y'all better get hit to Harvey Levin. He a snake. He's a snake. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. And if you're black, you're gonna understand what I'm saying. And if you just woke, you're gonna understand what I'm saying. Harvey Levin is a gross human being, and he hides behind his Judaism, which I don't even think he practices. So if you can't say anything bad about him or you're anti-Semitic, he does that, and I don't like that. No one stood up and burned TMZ to the ground after he did that to Eminem. Like, Eminem's not allowed to have his own political thoughts or beliefs. Come on, you understand what I mean? So Harvey Levin hides behind his Semitism, and if you say something bad or about him, oh, you're anti-Semite. No, you're not an anti-Semite. Harvey Levin's a terrible person, right? Regardless of his Jewish descent. Be for real, okay? Be for real. Because it's annoying. This from Jazzy Old Lady says, his family has to be hurting tremendously, Offset included, and people talking about sacrifice. Yeah, you guys don't do that. Don't talk about sacrifice. Like, I'm gonna tell you now, like that type of language, that's not gonna fly here. And the reason why it's not gonna fly here is because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy theorist in some regard, but it's based in reality. It's definitely based in reality. Yes, honey, look it up. Look it up. Look it up, honey. Harvey Levin is a monster. This from Wendy Lane says, people not ready for that conversation about hiding behind religion. Child. They're not ready for that They're not ready for that conversation. But you're not gonna get me because I'm not gonna get God. I'm gonna tell you right now. The only thing Kanye West doesn't have on his side is a speechwriter. Because if Kanye West, with all those billions of dollars, had a speechwriter, he could smoke the shit out of most people with the stuff that comes out of his mouth. But he's too brazen and he thinks he's so smart. And he is, right? I'm going to give him that. Give him his flowers. The man is smart, but he doesn't know everything. And he doesn't know how to use your words and say them in a specific manner that doesn't come off offensive. Because when you say things, you have to be abundantly clear. So when I say things like, I'm going to make this statement and I'm going to make it abundantly clear, it is not an anti-Semitic statement. But Harvey Levin calling the police on Eminem makes him a terrible human in that instance. And that has nothing to do with his Semitism, right? At all. Or him being Semitic. It has nothing to do with that. So you're not going to be able to use that and say, oh, you're being anti-Semitic. No, I'm not. I'm talking about a specific instance where Harvey Levin galvanized and empowered our tax dollars to go shut somebody up. Okay. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. This from Babyfinger says, baby, they got some names on them. Webby voice. What does that mean? Quima says he's using his religion as a shield. Dang. Child. Ortiz, what's up? Says, wasn't he a court reporter for Judge Judy? Judge, no, Judge, what's her name? The lady from People's Court, the Hispanic, the little Cuban lady. That lady. This from Queen Bee says, it's a lot of artists that are hurt behind it because it's like, dang, it was the quiet one. Yeah. It's just sad because I like, it's sad. It feels the same when Nipsey died. It feels the same. When Nipsey died, it feels exactly the same. Like, because of, what they've done for rap community for a number of years. And Takeoff was only in his prime, honey. He was only in his prime. And so it's sad because it's like, wow, we really we didn't even get to experience Takeoff. We didn't even get to experience Takeoff. We didn't even get that. We didn't get that. We didn't get that at all. Yeah, Judge Million. I love her. I like Judge. Let me tell you why I like Judge Million. Side note, I like Judge Million because one day there was a woman in her courtroom, and she was like, "Oh, me and my husband, whoopty whoopty woo." And this girl, she was trying to get my husband, whoopty whoopty woo. And Judge Million was not feeling that. She's like, "Honey, if that's your husband, where your ring at?" Clear the room. Clear the room. Clear the room. So, I'm just saying, because when I got engaged, my hand was always like this, because she got a beautiful ring. If you look at Judge Million, that rock on her finger hang to the side. It's so big. She put her, she's like, that was the only way I was gonna let him parade me around town because he put this on my finger. Cleared it. I said, oh, she ain't to be played with. And that was back in the early 2000s. I remember that episode. But honey, she is Judge Million is not to be played with, honey. But yeah, he used to work for Judge Million, People's Court. Tati says, I'm sure the people of quality control are in pain working with him so long. Yeah. Everyone. There's so many people who's worked with Takeoff and Migos. There's gonna be a lot of, you're gonna see those tweets coming out this week. There's gonna be a lot of devastated people. There's gonna be a lot of devastated people. A ton. I'm trying to figure out what this girl's. What is her handle? She said that she was there. Let me try to find it, you guys, because I really want to read it because it's important. And I think I have the screenshots of it. Hold on one second. Oh, I do. Look at me. I'm proud of myself. Let me show them to you here. So this girl was at the event and she was explaining this on her story on Twitter. She starts off by saying, I'm going to speak on this because I feel like I got to. I was there right next to Takeoff. They wasn't arguing about shooting dice. Quavo was pressed. And Takeoff was hit by stray bullets, shot for no reason. Rip Takeoff. He didn't deserve that. He was to himself the whole night, and that's how he always is. Most people say that about him. They say that he really just minds his business wherever he goes. Like, obviously he talks, he socializes, he smokes, he does all that good stuff, but for the most part he really does keep to himself. So that sounds about right. She then followed up and said, I didn't come on here for clout. I'm sad I watched someone who was out the mix the whole night get killed on accident. They wasn't arguing about dice. Takeoff wasn't even shooting with them. And she shows this image here of her and the Girl Scout. That was her Halloween costume. And here's Takeoff. Let me get some of your comments. This is from Chick Me says, QC, quality control released a statement on Takeoff. Let's look up that statement. Okay, let's see if I can find it. If I can't find it, we won't be able to read it. There's always motion detected at every front door. Okay. Okay, I found the statement. Give me 1 second. It's a little bit dark, but I'll read it to you guys, okay? It says, and thank you very much for that from Chick Me. It says, it was with broken hearts and deep sadness that we mourn the loss of our beloved brother, and his name there, known to the world as Takeoff. Senseless violence and a stray bullet has taken another life from this world, and we are devastated. Please respect his family and friends as they continue to process this monumental loss. Yes, we will. We will respect his family and friends. I don't know why people always put that in their statement. I always feel squeamish about that. Like, respect his family and friends. Let's just be abundantly clear. We don't know his family. Okay. I'm not even trying to hold you. I'm not even trying to hold you. I'm not trying to hold y'all. Okay. I'm gonna just keep it a stack. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't know Takeoff's mama, and I don't know Takeoff's daddy. Okay. I don't know them. I don't know his auntie Risha, the ones he be rapping about, or his auntie Edith or whoever. I don't know those people. Okay, most people don't. So we will respect the family because we don't know them. Okay, let's just keep that clear. I wish people stop saying that. Respect their family. I got to know you to respect you. Okay. If I know you on social media and your loved one passes away and I'm immediately in your inbox asking you questions of that, that's not respecting you. I don't know you. So by default, you're going to get respect. Okay. So please stop putting that in your statements. It sounds tone deaf and it sounds like you don't know their family. That's why you put the statement in there. You don't know his family. And two, I'm gonna make this statement because I said it already on TikTok, but I want to say it here for you guys if you weren't on TikTok earlier today. This is a Black media story, hands down. I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is a Black media story. This is not a story for CNN. This is not a story for MSNBC. They do not get exclusive access to this story. They do not understand AAVE. They do not understand Black culture. They don't understand anything about what was going on with the dynamics of the events of last night. So they should not be the ones reporting on it. We should be the ones reporting on it because we are privy to Black culture in and of itself. So the fact that most of these most important videos are being sent to white media, that's a problem. Black people, stop doing that. If you're not going to release that to Black media to dissect, that means you don't trust Black media. And in and of itself, you don't trust yourself. So you should just delete the video, period. Okay. The second thing that I wanted to make mention of is people who were talking about delete the videos and take it off the internet and throw it away. You're disrespectful to the family. Shut up. Shut up. People like you, not you guys in the audience, but people like that, those naysayers, people like them have a immense level of delusion that they live under that if they don't like it, it must immediately be thrown away because how dare we offend them? That is not how the real world works. And it's because people like them is the reason why so many Black murders go unsolved, because you guys are so caught up in protecting yourself, you are afraid to divest at least 2 ounces of your time into figuring out what happened. Okay? Period. If you don't like what you see on the internet, get off the internet. But we cannot waste time trying to pacify you Baptist, whatever you call yourself, you Baptist preachers and sisters and sister wives and stuff, you churchgoers, and your sensitive eyes. We don't have time for that. Or we're going to end up with a story that is going to turn into another Biggie and Tupac moment, where we have people who are out here just wheeling and dealing toolies all over the city, and no one knows who did it, and we've destroyed all the evidence because your eyes are so sensitive, and now we have no concept of what occurred, and now the stories will go down in infamy, and it'll just be an unsolved story for 20 years to come. We're not doing that. We don't live in that world. Be pragmatic. Grow up. The internet is not for you. That's why people always say there's a space on the internet for everyone. If you are on Twitter and you see something that you don't like, scroll past it. Log off for the day. Take a break, okay? But you cannot tell people to withhold vital information because you don't like it. Get over yourself. And it's because that information has been on the internet today that we were able to at least identify one shooter. Imagine if that information was lost in the wind and thrown away. Come on, be for real. Be for real. Let me get to the comments. Let me get to the comments, and we're going to get out of here because we got the after show coming on, and that's when we really talk our shit, okay? That's what it really is. This is from Nathan. What's up, Nathan? Says, I sent the video of the argument to Nosy Bystanders IG. Thank you very much, Nathan. I will check it out. I appreciate that. Scroll up, Steph, in the comments. I'm going to do my best. What I miss? Oh, you saying rappers not seeing 30 is sad AF. It's very sad AF. I agree with that. Yes. The world didn't deserve him. Yeah, they did. Don't say that. That's weird and morbid. Yes, they did. The world did deserve him. I'm hollering. Socialite Simone. Push your little carton, your little bag. Be quiet. This is from Reneka. Says, I love it, Steph. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm always candid. Y'all know I'm gonna be for real. I'm a Black media company, you guys. That's what we have to make understand. If you're new here, we are the Nosy Bystanders. We're a Black registered media company in the West Coast. Can't tell you where we live, but in the West Coast, and we have a due diligence to tell the news and share stories and be accurate. So we can't just put stuff away because your poor eyeballs are sensitive. I'm sorry. Just find a safe place on the internet. What is AAVE? It's an African American vernacular English, or as most of us know it as Ebonics, and it is a language that only Black people understand. And when it gets out, it gets diced and sliced and disseminated. Nobody knows what people are talking about, and Black people just kind of use those words and they go by the wayside. Words like bussin' and period, right? We just kind of let those words go, but there's a lot of other stuff that we keep, right? We keep be fucking for real, FFR, the word ion. If you have never seen this word before, let me break it down for you. I know most of you have, so I ain't even got to explain that. I'm probably just explaining it to one person. Ion. Most people are like, that's an ion. Is that something that has to do with subatomic particles? No, in Black lingo, it means own. I don't care. That's what it means. I don't. Okay. That's African American vernacular English. And when Black people talk it, we can hear it so quickly because that's how our ears work. And when you're having white media companies or media companies that are not centered around Black language, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because in that TMZ video, TMZ redacts a lot of the sound in the video with bleep, 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 because they think some of those words are swear words. They're not. They're bleeping out AAVE. They're bleeping out our own language. So we can't even hear what they beefing for. And we don't know where that original video is because the sucker, the coon, sold it to a white media company who redacted the last known words of Takeoff. So we don't even know what our own black people are saying because TMZ took it upon themselves to redact our own language. And now people across the internet saying they're arguing about basketball. They're not arguing about basketball. But we don't know that because it's been redacted. We don't know that. We don't know. So you can't have anything that has to do with anybody in nobody else's hands except black people. Nobody. It's clear. I'm going to make that clear. I'm going to say it for the umpteenth time. Stop trying to get white people to tell our stories. It's never worked and it never will. I'm so incredibly angry about that video being in the wrong hands and that it's not available. And to the person who gave it to TMZ, you need to release it on the internet unredacted. We have to see that video. We have to see that video. We have to hear it. We have to hear those last 52 seconds of Takeoff's life. And if you sold it, I don't care. If you sold it, I don't care. You need to release that video to black media so we can hear what occurred because TMZ has redacted that video to the umpteenth degree. I can't even make out what they're saying. And that's not fair to black people. So that's why I keep saying that. That's why I'm saying that video should have never gotten in the hands of TMZ. Stop giving black news to white media. They will never be able to tell our story like we can. Okay? Stop. Because it's ridiculous. It's getting a little, at this point, it's getting a little ridiculous. It is. Okay? It's getting a little ridiculous. So this from Terrell and T says, I remember how racist this TMZ comments were before they scraped it. I remember how racist this TMZ comments were before they scraped it. Oh, they had a comment section on their page? Sounds about right. Tatey Booth says, you're making me emotional stuff. I'm just saying, like, it's very hurtful that, like, we keep doing this. And then we're like, well, if we keep doing the same thing, right? It's you think it's not going to fix it. Stop doing the same thing. There are black media companies all over Instagram that person could have sent that video to, and they chose TMZ. That's like saying, I want to do my first interview as an up and coming artist. Let me go sit down with Vlad TV. I'm looking for a beat so that I can put out my first record. Let me go reach out to DJ Khaled. Is it crack? Is it crack that you're smoking? Is it crack that you're smoking? Is that what that is? Is that crack? What are you smoking? What are you smoking? If you think that you're doing a service to black people by giving our media to TMZ, what kind of disservice do you think you're doing as an up-and-coming artist going to sit down and talk to Vlad TV? The nigga doesn't even show his face on television. What do you look like as a black artist trying to do a collaboration with DJ Khaled? What does he know about black culture? I mean, I'm just like, every day in this business, I just get more and more pro-black. We got to start gatekeeping some stuff, okay? We have to start gatekeeping some stuff. It's time, Negroes. It's time, okay? Let me read some of your comments, and we're going to get out of here because we got the after show coming up this evening. Taro and T says, which black media do you trust as this point? Everyone seems bought and sold. Us. We are literally a black media company called the Nosy Bystanders. I trust myself. before I trust anyone else. We have a television network on Roku called Nosy Bystanders TV. I trust myself. We have a tip line. We take in emails all day, every day. Our Instagram DMs are full to the max, full of tips from you guys because you're so sick and tired of those media companies. You trust us, and we do our best to do due diligence in that. Tomorrow, we're going to be discussing a little more of Takeoff situation and anything that develops overnight, as well as Mac Ellison, because we got more tips about his story as well. I trust me. I trust y'all. I don't trust nobody else. And I take what you guys have given us, and we decided to purchase a television network with it. That's why we're on TV. That's why, because we trust us, right? Me as an individual with an advanced degree in political science, I use scientific method, right? I'm not no dummy. I'll never put out anything I couldn't prove. I trust me. Okay. And I trust y'all. I don't trust nobody else. I trust people who watch us. That includes all of our Hispanic, Latinx, and white watchers. We love y'all too. Y'all know because they know what the real is, right? We trust us. I trust the nosy bystanders, which is y'all. Okay. I trust y'all. This from Shauna. What's up, Shauna? Says, I need that as a sound. Is that Greg? I think that's already a sound. Because I be wanting to know. This from Sean says, that's because TMZ is going to pay that money. That's my people. That's why people run a TMZ. Just like the BB fight, TMZ paid $50,000 for that video. People want money. I'm just saying. Yeah, I guess. I don't know how much they paid that person for that story, though. I promise they probably got lowballed. Kamiko said, I might get you the video from another channel. I'm trying to time stamp it now. Hey, I appreciate that, Kamiko. You know it. What's up, R. Virgil? Says, I always remember TMZ is getting rid of people of color for them being racist, but they make some comments that walk the line. Ciao. This from Creative K. How you doing, Kim? Says, the business has made me pro-Black more and more each day. I've dealt with more racism in that industry, and you should know. If you guys don't know, Creative K is literally in the industry. So if you gonna hear anybody talk about it, it's gonna be her. It's gonna be her. But you guys, that's all we got for you. Is there any plans on branching out to Roku? Well, if the network does good for at least one solid calendar year, we're probably going to branch out to Apple TV. That's probably our next move. Apple TV. Why not? Y'all like Apple. I like Apple. So that will be our next step. Legit. If we do good for one calendar year on Roku, then we will branch out to Apple. That's our next step. That's at least that's the next step that I have. But thank you for the question. But I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. Thank you guys for watching the show. We'll be back probably for the after show on TikTok, and we will be discussing this more into detail, and we will watch the story develop. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern for the after show, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Takeoff, as well as the updates and the information that you guys sent me about Mac Ellison, because that story is also intriguing in and of itself. So, as your host here, I am your Chief Nosy Bystander. You guys are Nosy Bystanders. I'll see you guys later on. Smash that like button on the way out. Don't be ignorant. Bye-bye.